Let's break it down. The US government is shut down again, and once more, normal people are stuck in the middle. This time, one of the biggest fights in Washington is over how much you pay for health insurance under the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. I'm Imran, a Middle East-based analyst who follows US politics and global affairs, and I want to look at how healthcare bills ended up at the center of a shutdown. First, what's actually changing? The Affordable Care Act created health insurance marketplaces where people who don't get coverage from their employer, freelancers, small business owners, people between jobs, can buy private insurance. To make those plans even remotely affordable, the government gives premium tax credits that lower the monthly cost. During the pandemic, Congress boosted those tax credits. Many families saw their premiums drop a lot, and more people qualified for help. Those enhanced credits were extended for a while, but now they are scheduled to expire at the end of this year. If nothing changes, millions of Americans could see their monthly premiums jump sharply when they renew for 2026 coverage. Here's the problem. The two parties completely disagree on what to do next. In their One Big Beautiful Bill, the giant Republican package that rolls together taxes, spending, and other priorities, they made many tax breaks permanent and even created some new ones, but they did not extend the enhanced ACA credits. Democrats, on the other hand, are saying we're not voting for any funding bill that leaves these healthcare subsidies out. For them, letting the extra help die means a hidden tax increase on lower and middle-income Americans who buy insurance through the marketplaces. That's how we arrived at this. Americans trying to window shop for 2026 health plans are seeing higher prices, and at the same time, the federal government is partially closed because politicians can't agree whether to keep helping them or not. Now, why is this such a big deal? If you're watching from outside the US, you might be thinking, how is this even a debate? Of course, people need health coverage. But inside the US, healthcare has always been a massive political battlefield. For Republicans, extending these ACA credits forever looks like locking in an expensive program they never liked. For many Democrats, letting them expire is politically suicidal because people will feel it directly in their wallets, especially older adults, families just above the poverty line, and those in high-cost states like California and New York. And remember, this is happening right as open enrollment begins. People are logging into healthcare.gov or their state marketplaces to check prices, and what they see depends on whether Congress in Washington can stop fighting long enough to pass a deal. From where I'm sitting, this sends a very clear message about the American system. First, it shows how fragile everything is. Your ability to see a doctor at a reasonable cost depends not only on your job or your income, but also on whether politicians cut a deal in time. One bad budget fight and suddenly your monthly premium can jump by hundreds of dollars. Second, it reveals the priorities. In that big beautiful bill, other tax breaks were made permanent, including some that help wealthy taxpayers and businesses, while the ACA tax credits, which largely help ordinary people buying their own insurance, were left temporary. That tells you who has the stronger lobby and who doesn't. Third, it creates uncertainty on purpose. If you never know what your coverage will cost next year, it's hard to plan your life. Can you risk becoming self-employed, starting a small business, or leaving a bad job if losing employer insurance means facing a massive ACA bill? So let's break it down one last time. The shutdown in Washington isn't just about abstract numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about whether enhanced Obamacare tax credits survive or quietly disappear, leaving many Americans with a healthcare price shock. The government is closed, parks are affected, workers are furloughed, and at the center of it all is a debate over how much help people should get just to keep basic health insurance. If you're on an ACA plan or you've used marketplace coverage in the past, I want to hear from you. What are you seeing for 2026 prices? And do you think these tax credits should be treated as temporary politics or as a permanent part of the healthcare system? This is Imran Breaks It Down, and we'll keep breaking it down together.